Hey guys, welcome back. Lindner versus John Deere, Game 3 for the FarmCon. Alright, there's no sound. Okay, for the FarmCon 2021 semi-finals. This is the deciding game between the two. In the first match, John Deere beat Lindner by a very narrow margin, about 20 points. And then in the second game, Lindner, after John Deere making a few mistakes, just beat them by a couple of 100 points. A very convincing win there. So let's hope that we have a much closer game for this third one. And to be honest, I'm not picking either team. I think John Deere and Lindner are both very strong teams, and either team can go far. Alright, so Lindner has blocked the narrow tire case IH, and John Deere has blocked the AGCO harvester, the Ideal, and they're being a bit coy as to which one they're going to go for. We're going for the Fendt 1050 Vario, and then Lindner is going for the Fendt 724 narrow tires. So the same as the last match, where they blocked the skinny tire tractors and one harvester. So let's see if they're going to go with herbicide and transport company again. Yeah, John Deere is going for the same strategy, pre-picking a baler and a harvester with herbicide, and Lindner's doing the same, harvester and a transport company. So let's see if the strategy works out the same as the last match. Let's hope both teams don't make the same mistake of missing the bottom bale door this time. Okay, so player pick time: Zezerus versus Sippy, and Zezerus. Okay, Sippy is under pressure in the Deutz, with Zezerus taking the Lindtrack. This was banned in the last game. Very popular. As much as it's a small vehicle, it is nimble. It is a really good stacker, and it's quite often banned. Alright, so Archimedes and the JCB. He likes the JCB, Gertsch. And the Deutz Far with under pressure for Flauchi. Pretty much the same as the last match. So that's very much following the same strategy as last time. Then Flexo Fabio with the New Holland and the T6. And then Dropwell with the John Deere this time with Archimedes. Again, a heavy with Archimedes. Not much difference in the previous strategy. His tractor from the last game was banned in this round. Alrighty, so game loading, let's go. Okay. Getting ready. 5, 4, 3, 2, and looking like they got out the gate pretty well. Looks like Zezerus and Gertsch racing for the case, and yeah, John Deere beat them to the John Deere baler, and Gertsch got there. No, Gertsch missed it. Zezerus got the case, and Flauchi's going for the Krona. There's no other vehicles on that baler. Right, so that was an easy win. So we have two harvesters on the Lindner side, and the guys are still in their tractors. There's one, Flexo Fabio is in a harvester, and Gertsch is picking up the other harvesters. Okay, straight into baling for Flauchi. He's going to try and run that first bale and get maximum points there. There's off. And I'm not seeing if Sippy's in place yet. There's no ghost, and there's no view of him, but I'm assuming he's pretty much doing the same thing as Flauchi. About a 132 here. Let's see. Yeah, oh, 123, much lower than expected. Okay, Sippy's going to come in, and he'll probably do about a 115, 110. Okay, the guys are a bit slow, but at least they're hitting the mark this time. Alright, so bales on ground, nothing except the two that have just gone in. Oh, don't. There we go, 106. Alright, so a bit of a drop there. Baler streak. Why would there be a baler streak? Oh, well done. So, the guys got a baler streak, so that's not going to hurt too much. But, okay, that does just mean because they already picked up a baler, it shouldn't be an issue. They don't push too hard with their balers. Go Flexo Fabio going up to open up the bigger field and allowing his teammate to go and bail up the swath that he's already dropped, and Flauci getting ready to go and offload on the fly, supporting Zezerus. Right, so we're looking at Lindner has 10,000 litres more grain than John Deere has. What happened with John Deere? Why are we not getting the same grain out of them? And it's growing. It's not. They're not keeping pace with each other. Okay, so the drop has spawned, and we'll see in a minute what it is. Alright, speed limit and grain multiplier. So grain multiplier for John Deere would be a good idea because they are short on they are low on the grain. They're catching up. It looks like Lindner stopped harvesting grain. Well, they're back up to speed again, but the huge gap is narrowing. It's down to about 7,000 litres. Nobody's picked anything up yet. I'm assuming they're going to leave it until the last minute. 17 seconds, 15. Alright, so John Deere, I'm pretty sure they will take the grain multiplier and go and drop grain at the same time. Okay, here we go. We've got John Deere going for, they missed it. That was a pity. No one took the multipliers at all. Nobody was ready for it. Guys, those are two quite bad slip-ups there. Okay, so Lindner is dropping grain, and John Deere isn't ready to answer them yet. They actually went to go and get the multiplier and then turned back instead of carrying on to drop grain. So 2.7 multiplier, 2.8, and Sippy is, okay, he's coming through now. But they're going to, yep, they've stopped the belt. But no one is putting bales down. There's no bales getting loaded for Lindner to take advantage of this. This is the same as what they did in the last match where they stopped the belt and then John Deere just came and countered the grain drop and no one took any advantage of it. They weren't ready to go and, get those, make that 3 times multiplier worth the effort that they went through. Okay, Sippy's now going to go and counter that, and they'll take it back to a 2 times multiplier. So I'm not sure what the strategy is here, but they seem to be going through the motions instead of actually making a change. So we'll see. Still, no bales dropped. Back to a 2 times multiplier. Everybody's pretty much squared up. So we are still generating grain, harvesting grain. The John Deere guys have got 2 bales in the field, whereas Lindner only has 1. And Lindner seems to be pushing for grain. They seem to be wanting to, harvest as much as they can out of that. They're now starting to bale, but they're they are producing grain at a slightly faster rate than what John Deere is. So they were almost equal, and now they're starting to slide into about a 4,000 litre lead. Sippy's going to go and pick up equipment and go and get everything organized. Okay, 6 cents, where are you? Okay, so they are pretty close to the bridges. Sippy's now going to go and start baling. Okay, so Lindner has stopped baling, stopped harvesting, and John Deere is still harvesting, trying to catch up on that shortfall. Because they don't have any advantage for them, they're going to have to make sure that they've got enough grain. Okay, speed up and direct delivery. Now, that would be a better option. Direct delivery, if John Deere is still harvesting, they should just be doing that. John Deere needs to take direct delivery, which is what they're going for. There we go. Well done, guys. Okay, so it's not a huge difference, but it will contribute. So they are still harvesting in the field. They can run that for the next 80 seconds, and they can maybe get a 2.1 multiplier off the back of that, and that will give them the grain they need. Lindner is definitely not harvesting anymore, and John Deere is now starting to collect, put bales by the barn. Sorry, just... Alrighty, so 6 minutes 30 in. John Deere is dropping bales. They got their 2.1 multiplier, so they are taking advantage of it while they can. And Lindner is now off to go and counter that. And I don't see John Deere on their way out to go and counter. So there will be a multiplier advantage for a short time period for Lindner. But John Deere has enough grain to counter it, and they are harvesting, doing direct harvesting. They still have 3 seconds left of it, and there we go. John Deere is on their way to go and counter. So this might actually end up in John Deere's favor. 2.6 multiplier, and they have enough grain to pull it back. So I can see this ending as a 2.1 multiplier in John Deere's favor, which means, they have a good chance of actually taking this one. The problem is John Deere only has 9 bales in the field. They're consistently slower on their bales than Lindner is. Transport company is working in Lindner's favor in the sense that they can just harvest a bale much longer, and then they can go and collect afterwards. But that in itself could actually be a problem. Oh, Flexo Fabio dropped a bale on the bridge, and is it going to fall in? There we go. It's gone. That's a pity. So 57 seconds left to the super drop, and oh, nice, almost so close. That would have been a nice move. These guys practice these moves constantly. Not getting it is, it's just counterintuitive. They just do this often enough that if they miss it, there's a problem. John Deere has a 5 bale streak, so they need 5 more bales in, and they will then be able to get a bonus. But Lindner is coming in fast, and that's going to, that 5 bale lead is gone. So 22 bales to 11, and the super drop is coming in 8 seconds. So that is up into the corner. Okay, could be one of the 2 locations, probably in the far point. Right, bale withering, 2 bales. Well, John Deere could do with this, but is 2 bales going to make a difference to them for the fact that they are 10 bales down? And it went to Lindner. So Lindner already was in the lead, and they just took increased their lead a little bit. Okay, so John Deere did counter that the 10 bells, but let's see if they are in place. Flexofabio can go and counter this next batch. Lindner's got enough bells on the ground to hit 10 bells, a 10 bell streak. But there we go. John Deere is coming in, and 16 bells to 9, 343 to 288. This game still has legs. They could still go quite away with it. John Deere has very late baling strategy, but it does seem to work for them. Now just to go and see if Lindner can go and pick up their bales in time and get them back to the field. Okay, so 14 bales to 6, and there's a there we go, 100-point lead, 95-point lead, almost. Alright, so Lindner is in a strong position. There's still enough time for a lot to change in the game. We have got a bale count lead and a score lead for the Lindner team, but 40 points is not much, 35 points is not much, and we've got 7 bales to 13. The big difference is that the Lindner team bales are on the field and they're collecting them with the transport company, so they'll have those bales there by 1 minute, and 1 minute's enough to load 15 bales. Dropwell coming in with a not quite full, but 10 bales. Yeah, that's 10 bales. So 10 bales coming in, there's 5 more in the field, and John Deere has 8 bales, but because they're running their bales in constantly, 8 bales generally means their bales are, where they need them to be at all times. So Sippy's got looking like 5 bales over here, and 1 minute and 8 seconds. What's going on, Sippy? Sorry, it looked like he lost the plot for a second there. Okay, they did have a little bit of an issue, but they're back on track again. Flauci coming in with 3 more bales, and Zezerus just loading up like a mad person. John Deere actually picking up some decent points here. The 2.1 multiplier that I was expecting, they didn't get, but once again they held it to a 2 times multiplier, and everybody's dropping bales. Flexofabio is just sticking with it, Sippy's sticking with it, but this does look like it's going to be a Lindner game with 100 points difference and not enough bales to catch it up. Unfortunately, John Deere does seem like it's out. Okay, 5, 4, 3, and congratulations, Lindner. Lindner is through to the finals tomorrow. Congratulations, Lindner, and we'll wait for the next game to start.